Chapter 591. Lucy already knew that Hazel was the one who had given Alex the villa at Beacon Top. Therefore, she knew that she would have to push Elaine to the limit if she wanted to win the villa at Beacon Top over from Elaine. Lucy knew that Alex would not sit back and watch idly if Elaine did something so unreasonable. At that time, she would finally have the opportunity to take over the villa. Therefore, Lucy told Elaine, "You have already lost so much money. I think that it will be very difficult for you to win back all your money if we continue betting only $10,000. Why don't we raise the bet instead? How about $50,000? Anyway, you have enough money to cover your losses with the villa, but if you win, you can easily win back all your money in just 2 games." Elaine had already lost all of her reasoning at this point, and she simply wanted to win all of her money back. Upon hearing this, Elaine immediately nodded in agreement as she blurted out, "All right, then. Let's bet $50,000 instead." Zora said, "But you don't have the house deed for the villa, right?" Elaine replied, "It does not matter at all. The villa belongs to my son-in-law, and anything that my son-in-law owns belongs to me." Zora shook her head as she said, "I think there is no way I can give you money for a mortgage without the house deed. It is simply too risky for me." After that, Zora stretched out 5 fingers as she said, "Well, why don't you sign an agreement stating that you will mortgage the villa to me instead? I can lend you $50 million in total. I will give $5 million to you first, and I will transfer another $5 million to you each time you lose it all." Elaine nodded before she said, "All right then, I will mortgage the villa to you for $50 million. $50 million should be more than enough for me to win my money back." Zora smiled slightly before she said, "Okay, then. We can continue playing after we sign the agreement." At this time, Elaine quickly signed the agreement to put down the villa at Beacon Top as a mortgage for $50 million without any hesitation. After that, Zora transferred $5 million to her. As a result, Elaine lost $5 million after only playing another 3 rounds of mahjong. Zora smiled before she said, "Oh, don't worry. You have another $45 million. I will transfer another $5 million to you." After that, Zora transferred the $5 million that she had just won back into Elaine's bank account. After a few more rounds, Elaine had lost the second batch of $5 million. Elaine was about to collapse at this point. In the blink of an eye, she had already lost her savings of more than $2 million, her house. And she had already lost $10 million after putting Alex's Beacon Top villa down for mortgage. Gambling was, in itself, a psychological black hole. Once someone falls into it, it would be very difficult for the person to climb out of it. Instead, the person would gradually be consumed and swallowed by the black hole. This was the reason why it was difficult for many gambling addicts to get a hold of their lives. This was because they had no control over their own state of mind at all. This was also the same case for Elaine. She had already put everything she had into this game, and she simply wanted to continue gambling because she knew that she had to turn things over and win back everything she had lost. However, it was impossible for her to win in a carefully planned game. She was simply a lamb that was getting slaughtered over and over again without any possibility of turning over and making a comeback. $5 million, come and gone, one after the other.